We're gonna call it. Brock Purdy is the second highest passer rating through 5 career QB starts, behind only Kurt Warner. I don't frankly know how that's even possible, but God bless him, man.
Mitchell, some people are just ready for the moment, and he was ready. I mean, they've averaged 30 points a game since Christian McCaffrey was acquired. I mean, excluding the Kansas City game because he was off of 2 days. So outside of that game, they're 10-0 since then, averaging 30 points a game. Like, he's made a huge difference, and they gave Debo a few reps. He was on a pitch count this week, but gave him some reps, got him in there, got him contact, because you need that going into the playoffs. But the way they were using Elijah Mitchell, Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason, Jawan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk went for 1,000 yards. You heard everything coming into camp. Brandon Ayuk is going to go off this year. Brandon Ayuk. And he was really very steady the entire year. Stayed healthy, was consistent through all 3 quarterbacks. He ate with all 3 quarterbacks. Obviously, Trey Lance only played 2 games, but he was a steady part of the ship. And Nicholas John Bosa. Now, they won't let you bet on it no more, Mitchell. They won't let you bet. Like, I'd put my life savings on it.
Well, you would have been right from week 1, Rich. You would have been right from week 1 of the preseason, because that's how long you've been tooting it. You've been spot on with a lot. And we got to do a recap session of some of our call outs, because I don't want to brag, but I called Tony Pollard.
You did.
You called Nicholas John Bosa. We had some other good call outs throughout the year. And I'm sure the rest of this postseason, we're going to have ample opportunity to make some predictions. But Rich, I'm going to ask you one more difficult question, and then we'll sign this thing off. But if you were still a member of the San Francisco 49ers going into the wild card weekend, which of the 3 teams would you have most wanted to see as your opponent?
Well, probably
the Seattle Seahawks, the Detroit Lions, or the Green Bay Packers?
Probably Seattle, just because you know them so well, division opponent. You know what you're going to get. I feel like Kyle has a plan for him. I just feel like it'd be a good game. Those Green Bay would have been fine, because Green Bay just doesn't deal with San Francisco well in the playoffs, regardless of where the game is. I mean, you're going all the way back to Kaepernick, going to Green Bay, going to Lambeau and running for 200 or something crazy and taking the win when he took the San Francisco 49ers to the Super Bowl that year, to last year when they went to Lambeau and got the win on their way to the NFC Championship game. 2019, we took them behind the woodshed. So it's just not, Green Bay doesn't have a good track record playing the 49ers in the playoffs. So that would have been fine. But Detroit is just nasty, gritty, grimy, and they're going to get it done. Their offensive line is way better than you think. Their defensive line is way better than you think. They're young in the secondary. They're too young to know any better. They got a good running. They got 2 good backs. Swift is back. They got a good receiving core. And the more they get Jameson Williams involved, like, more healthy he gets, they're going to be even more dangerous. Jared Goff is an above average starting quarterback. And he showed that this year. He showed it. I think he's top 5 in yards now. And it was a good year for him.